Hi, I'm Katie, and welcome to the second episode of Evolution. This is a series where I take old art of mine and turn it into brand new remakes. Thus, the evolution of how far we have come and how much we have grown from drawing. Last time was our first ever episode of Evolution, and we did the evolution of the Techno Pig. If you haven't seen it, I recommend you go watch it because it is a great evolution. I am saying evolution way too much. Now that's out of the way, let's get right into it. Now to decide if we're gonna do a digital drawing or a traditional drawing, we have the wheel.
The wheel!
You know the wheel, we love the wheel. Number 1 being traditional, number 2 being digital. Personally, I kind of hope for traditional because, well, I've been doing digital a lot lately and I would like to do traditional for a while, and also it would be cool for the first episode to be digital and the second one to be traditional, you know, just to go back and forth. But I really like doing the randomness, it makes it fun. Now time to spin the wheel and see what we get. We got number 2, which is digital art. Again! Yay! I ain't complaining. Now, last time I had Google pick up number 1 through 50, same thing here, but except 1 through 49. And we got number 11. And number 11 is this lovely artwork right here of a girl who's standing with a book. Alrighty, it's time to roast this thing. This artwork was made in 2020 during COVID, the Dark Ages, which is now 6 years ago. So this is me still learning how to use digital art. My first complaint here is the hair is very odd. I don't know, it looks kind of weird to me. It's like a mess, but organized. My line art is very messy. She's got a indent in her arm because there's lines missing and lines overlapping. Yikes, oh my word. Ugh. I believe that's her holding a book. It could be a ticket, or it could be her phone. I'm going with a book. I think it's a book. What do you think, Foxy? We got a lot of empty space. Feels like we just drew the character and then we didn't do a background. That's right, I did not like drawing backgrounds. That's different now, but that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is just a brush we used in the background, 2 different kinds. I see we chosen just solid white eyes. That's okay. And of course we have no hands because hands were very hard to draw, so we just drew circles. Alrighty, time to recreate it. Alrighty, first of all, we do not need that big of a canvas, so we're just gonna make a smaller canvas. First thing we're gonna do is gonna sketch it out. We're gonna make sure it actually looks like a person and that the proportions are right. And we're also gonna draw some hands. Instead of little nubs, I wanna give you hands. And I wanna try to make it look like a book. But from that angle and that color of book, it may not look like it. I'm gonna try my best to keep things mostly the same, just more improvements now, obviously. I am gonna change one thing, and that's I'm gonna give her some little eyes. I'm not gonna color them in, I'm just gonna leave them white. But at least you know where she's looking. Because without it, it just looked really strange. Especially the eye shape. Also, it gives a more softer look instead of a creepy feel, so. I think the only struggle I had drawing this was halfway through doing the line art. I didn't make a new layer, so I was just drawing on top of my sketch, so I had to undo everything and start over. So yeah, that was a lot of fun to do over again. Now when it came to drawing the hair, it was very weird. Something just did not look right, and I was like, wait a minute, this looks like something I've seen before. And then I stared at it for a bit, and then that's when it hit me. This is Fluttershy's hair. I grew up watching My Little Pony, and I gotta say, Fluttershy was my least favorite character. So for me to see me, like, I drew her hairstyle is very odd because I did not like her whatsoever, and I could have been like just drawing hair, and it just so happened to end up looking like Fluttershy, but it really, really looks like Fluttershy's hair. Maybe it won't look like that when I put in the color in, do the line art, make nice clean lines, make sure none are overlapping or going through other lines. I tried my best to match the same colors. These two drawings were both made on different programs, so I tried my best to match the color. I think I did fairly pretty good. Had some shading, some highlights. I don't know, I feel like this drawing was pretty easy. There's not really much to do, there's not much to focus on. So I feel like this is a really simple design and drawing. I tried to make the drawing more interesting, but there's only so much you can do when you're just trying to recreate the same drawing. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Now, I didn't have the same background brush because, well, this is a different art program I'm using, so it doesn't have the same brush. So I tried to use something similar to it and then tried to do a clipping mask and color over it to get the same colors that the background colors were. And here's the finished artwork. This one's pretty alright. I feel like there wasn't really much to do here since it was just one character in a pretty simple background. Here's the old compared to the new. There's major improvements, obviously. I think I did pretty good on the color matching. A few colors a little off, but I think they're fairly similar. I think we still both struggle on hands. No doubt about that. We still both have one arm bigger than the other. I honestly did not notice this until now of recording the audio and looking at the two pictures side by side. I'm just now noticing this. Obviously the background's different, but that's because of the brushes. But overall, I think we did a really good job. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you have any art challenges or even art ideas you would like to see me try, please let me know in the comments. I would love to see them and try them. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!